Hello students, good morning to one and all. Welcome to online class. Myself Dr. Nazim, Department of Chemistry. In the previous class we discussed about the introduction of protein and its types of proteins and classification of proteins. Now next we pass on to peptides. Peptides are condensation products of amino acids. As you know very well, peptides, first point is, remember, peptides are condensation products of amino acids. Peptides are condensation products of amino acids. Peptides are large group of biologically active molecules by linking two amino acids through peptide bonds. The second point, remember, please make note of it. Peptides are a large group of biologically active, that is more important, biologically active molecule obtained by linking of amino acids through peptide bond. These are similar to proteins in terms of their compositions and mode of formation. The term peptides is suitable if the number of amino acids, if the number of amino acids is less than about 50. Peptides are believed to be involved in biological functions as regulation of biological function as a regulation of blood pressure, metabolism, thermal regulation, analgesia, enzyme inhibition, learning and memory, etc. Peptides are believed to be involved in biological functions such as blood pressure, metabolism, enzyme inhibition, learning and memory, etc. These are also act as peptides are also act as hormones, antibodies, antibodies, vaccine and toxins. So these are all the basic introduction about the peptides. proteins are polypeptide having a very high molecular weight, which range from about 10,000 to many millions. Structurally, they occupy an intermediate position between the relatively simple alpha amino acids and the considerable more complex proteins. Now next we pass on to structure of peptide. Structure of peptides. Structure of peptides. Two molecules of same or different amino acids condense together with the elimination of a water molecule to form a peptide. So we take alanine and valine amino acids, NH2 hydrogen, this is CH3 COOH plus hydrogen NH, this is CH C COOH CH CH3 CH3. This one is alanine, this one is valine. Okay, this is alanine and valine. So what will happen? Elimination of so this will give NH2 hydrogen CH3 C double bond O and this NH and this is SHCH and this is CH CH3 CH3 COOH COOH. So this is said to be the peptide bond. This is said to be the peptide bond. This is said to be the peptide bond. So this one is alanine, this one is valine. So alanyl valine, this is alanyl valine. Okay, so the two molecules of same or different amino acids condense together with the elimination of water molecule, with the elimination of water molecule, with the elimination of water molecule to form a peptide bond. So the C double bond O NH is said to be the peptide bond. The amide linkage between the reaction obtained by the reaction of the carboxyl group of one amino acid to the amino group of another amino acid is called this is peptide bond. This is peptide bond. Next we pass on to peptide synthesis. on the basis of analysis of the hydrolysis products of proteins, the proteins are made up of a large number of amino acids linked together by amide linkages called peptide linkages, called peptide linkages, called peptide linkages. So proteins are made up of large number of alpha amino acid linked together by amide linkages called peptide linkage. So the first one is protection of amino group. First one is this protection of amino group. The second one is protection of carboxyl group. Second one is protection of carboxyl group. The third one is protection of side chain. Protection of side chain. And fourth one is coupling method. Fourth one is coupling method. Okay. So peptide synthesis, which undergoes the four followings: protection of amino group, protection of carboxyl group, side chain, and coupling method. Coupling method. Now we'll discuss one by one. The first one is protection of amino group. Protection of amino group. Protection of amino group. In order to able to make peptide bond between two amino acids, peptide bond between two amino acids is in the desired sequence, we need to deactivate the amino functional group of the N-terminal amino acids. Deactivate the amino functional group, the amino functional group of the N-terminal amino acid, N-terminal amino acids. It is accomplished by the acylation of amino group by treatment with acyl chloride or anhydride. Now the following points to kept in mind while designing an amino protecting group. The protecting group should be easy to introduce. The protecting group should be easy to introduce. The protected amino group should not react under peptide forming condition. The second one is these protecting group should not react under peptide forming conditions. Third one is the protection should not cause racemization of the neighboring chiral atom. The protection should not cause racemization. You know the concept racemization of the neighboring chiral chiral atom. So remember, the protecting group should be easy to introduce. The second one is the protecting amino group should not react under peptide forming condition. Okay, under peptide forming condition, and it should not cause racemization with the neighboring chiral atom. The protected amide group formed as a result of protection should be easily to remove under mild condition without harming the new peptide bond. It should be easy remove without harming, that not cause any harming to the other new peptide bond. That is more important. The protected amide group formed as a result of protection should be easy to remove. Okay, should be easy to remove under mild condition, so that it should not harmful to the other peptide bond. In the case of benzoyl oxycarbonyl CBZ group, benzoyl oxycarbonyl, simply called as CBZ group. The benzoyl oxycarbonyl group, earlier known as carbobenzene, CBZ, carbobenzene, or simply Z group, carbobenzene or simply we called as Z group. It is introduced by reaction of amino acids with benzyl chloroformate in aqueous organic solvent mixture under alkaline solution. Hello students, you also draw side by side. So this is benzyl chloroformate. This is benzyl chloroformate with glycine, so that leads to sodium hydroxide H3O plus. So formation of NHCH2COOH is Z glycine. Okay, Z glycine. Next, the benzyl chloroformate reagent is prepared by treating benzyl alcohol with phosgene. Okay, so this is benzyl alcohol. Plus COCl2 is phosgene. CH2O, C double bond O, Cl. So this is said to be benzyl alcohol. This is phosgene. So this is benzyl chloroformate. ZCl. The next one is protection of carboxyl group. The second one is protection of carboxyl group. Now a solution of the carboxyl group of amino acid is generally protected as their methyl, ethyl or benzyl esters, which can be prepared by the methods of ester formation. Now look at, write this equation so that you will get a clear idea. Yes, NH2CH C double bond O, the COOH. Here you have CH3. The NH2CH C double bond O CH2 C6H5. It comes, that is C6H5 CH2OH HCl. Similarly here also, because of this CH3OH and HCl, the formation is NH2CH C double bond O CH3 CH3. Okay, so this is alanine methyl ester. Alanine methyl ester. these on further with thionyl chloride, formation of alanyl chloride NH2CH, C double bond O, Cl and CH3. Okay, CH3. So once again we get alanyl methyl ether with ethanol, and this is alanyl chloride. This is alanyl chloride. So this one is methyl ether. This is alanyl chloride. The next one is the protection of side chain. The protection of side chain. Third one is protection of side chain. The side chain protecting groups are usually based on benzyl, simply we write benzyl BZL, or the tertiary butyl, tertiary butyl group. Amino acids with alcohol or carboxyl group in the side chain are protected either as based on benzyl or tertiary butyl ethers or esters. A combination of benzyl oxychloride for the N amino group has been used in most of the synthesis. And the last one is the coupling method. The last one is the coupling method. Coupling method. The last one is the